The Locker Room is a 3-hour segment where we break down the game, get you guys involved, get you guys learning. Let's see what works for the pro teams. Let's see what we can learn and take for you guys back in ranked. These will be uploaded to YouTube, so if you do miss anything, check out my YouTube channel. It will be on there. Now, we got halfway through this rewind yesterday, so what I want to do is finish this and get it going. So now we're on this P1. Optic, look at the difference in time. Optic is 70 points behind. Oh, 80 points behind. 81 points, right? And it all stems from Mercury's holding progression to set up the break for new. And we ended up talking about this yesterday, and I will make a clip about holding progression, right? If you guys want to watch and support him, you know, he is a 2-time or 3-time, whatever it is. Support him, go show him love. He deserves it. I'm not as important as him. So if you guys want to go watch him, do it. You don't have to be here. But for the rest of yous, let's keep learning. I appreciate you, Schmeeks. Here to learn. Let's get it. So 20 seconds. Let the game come to you. Number 4 has a free life. He can do whatever he wants. He can get specific info. Look at him, 18 seconds. Now, this is where Optic are going to try and play ahead. What is the most important thing here, chat? First question of the day. Looking at the minimap, downloading the information you have on your screen. What is the most important thing you have to do as a pro player in relation to the fundamental right here, chat? You're a coach, bro. You're a coach, a championship coach. Appreciate it. Think about new. Yes. So now you'll see here, Kyler is thinking about new based on Brandon's positioning, getting them spawning 18, which then determines what routes they're going to take. When you determine and predict what routes enemy is going to take, you can then understand the timings. When you understand the timings, you can then anticipate what they're going to do, play off that. As soon as Kyler dies, you will probably see, if he dies, you'll probably see people start shifting round because they're trying to play for the trade. Right here, what Optic do not do is completely back off. There is still 17 seconds left. This is the same concept that you have on Skyline P3 to P4. When you have space, when you have map control, chat, you want to make sure you continue to hold it and then get one person shifting to play for new and in order to play to block and guarantee new. So keep the space, keep the map control. Once you die, then you can decide if you want to play for old, whether you have progression or not, or you can decide to chalk it up and play for new. Yes, 4 has to stay alive. If 4 ends up pushing forward while 1 is pushing forward, he blocks this, he's blocking this, it will spawn you out. Because 2 is in a position to hard block. This will block, but the further you push out both sides, it will force a spawn out behind. So 2 is blue, technically can block, but you got to be careful pushing out both sides. So you see it here? If there's a certain point, so if 2 ends up backing off more, there is a certain point where if they are pushing up this far up, the game is like, nope, I'm going to spawn you on top of him. I'm going to spawn you on top of him somewhere. What that is, I don't know, because I've never really been in that position, because teams are very rarely doing that. But that is something you have to be careful of.
Late hit and shots are in. Going toe-to-toe once again to Shotzi.
So here's what you'll see.
And the rotation is on.
So, chat, my question to you guys, first question, is why did number 3, who spawned up here, not refill time, rotate towards time? Why did he then end up filling the left? And why did 4, who spawned up after him, end up refilling the time? That is a question for you guys. What was the difference in what number 3 has done versus what number 4 has done? Make sure nobody flanks them. To cut the taters, or I'm going to say the spawners. Okay. Swag, Shenton, Gravity, what do you guys reckon? Playing ahead, no surge are taking right off spawn. Okay. What would you guys reckon in the chat? Schmeeks, what do you reckon? Jace, what do you reckon? Apollo, Baz, Nick, Mumbuku. What do you guys reckon? Why has 3 not been the one to rotate first? Why was it 4? Let me give you a clue. Let me give you a clue. So 7 seconds left. Why is he not doing this? Why is he leaving it to number 4? Think, guys. Think. Think of the macro here. Let's think like you're a pro player. You've come off spawn. You're looking at your minimap. What do you see? What information are you gathering? What information are you downloading right now? Refilling open lane. Good. Okay. Holding all of street. Good. He's going to spawn in. Good. But why is he going to spawn in? There's two reasons for this. Reason number 1, chat, is look at the minimap. Look at the information here right now. Right? He has progression. He has progression. So ideally what you want to do is you want to continuously keep putting pressure on the time if you already have that progression. Yes! Good answer, Yoming. Fantastic answer. Welcome to the stream. Very, very good answer. That's the answer I was looking for. So, he has progression. When you have progression, you want to use that progression to deny their furthest pushed up player because to what Yoming is saying, it creates a layer. Now, a layer, we know what a layer is, guys. It gives you the opportunity to spawn in one more time because the enemies aren't going to be quick enough if you apply enough pressure on the map to then block and flip you, right? So right here, 3 is refilling based on their flow, based on where he think enemies are going to be. He's refilling an open lane, and he's relying on the last person to then either block or play time. Very, very good job, guys. Very, very good answers.
Shots are in. Going toe to toe once again with Shotzi for the dying seconds. And the rotation is on. It is
If number 2, chat, the distinction here is if number 2 was already dead and he wasn't here, then 3 would shift across and 4 would hold the left. The differences in what lanes you pick up and the priority in the lanes that you're picking up is dependent on where your teammates are currently positioned, plus where the enemies are currently at. When you have information of where the pressure is coming from, it will dictate and determine what lanes you need to pick up first. That is the distinction, and that's why it might be different based on what the situation is in the moment, guys. Very good answers, though.
seconds. And the rotation is on. It is good.
So you look at 3 playing top burger.
And the breaks for Vancouver have set them apart.
Now, this was slightly dodgy
And the breaks for Vancouver have
because of 8 spawning here. If number 4 is playing towards the back here, you block this and you block this. This is like a complete hard block spot. You can even argue Mason should be a bit slightly back for 4 to play time. If Mason is slightly back, or he goes backwards, then yeah, he can block. But either way, either or, it's a slight mistake, but they end up rectifying it anyway.
And I think Dashi reads it, but maybe a little bit too. Maybe not big bruise drops.
There you go. They're layering right here. Number 3 spawns in trash. You get the trash spawn, so you know someone's pushed out the left. Because that is not a no map progression spawn. Remember, guys, when enemies don't have progression, you will get a no map progression spawn, meaning the spawn closest to the hill or on top of a teammate. If you spawn here, it's because somebody has pushed on this side of the map, okay? But they end up bailing it out. Look at where he's spawning, because 8 is now blocking the trash spawn right here.
Over the top. Brucey gets it on the turn, but 04 still on time.
Nice.
That is unbelievable. I mean, Dashi sets
They've
it
got
up
map
just a
progression.
few things.
That's why they're spawning here.
Float on the P2. The break does not actually roll through.
Now, chat. Very, very sort of important rule you want to live by. What do you guys notice that as soon as Optic get this wave, it's not clean. It's not a clean wave. Right, chat?
That is unbelievable. I mean, Dashi
What do you notice that they don't do when the wave isn't clean? Someone give me an answer here.
on the P2. The break does not.
What do you notice here when the wave isn't clean? They don't push out. Good. Why don't they push out? Yes, you let the game come to you. Why is that though, guys? Give me a reason why they let the game come to them and they don't push out. Potential scams, good. They don't have the timings, very good. They don't have the timings to take space because the wave wasn't clean. So right here, you play tight. When you re-break a hill, general rule of thumb, guys. When you break into a hill, general rule of thumb, if the wave isn't clean, you do not have the timings to take enough space. This is what we call respecting the space that Vancouver have. They are respecting the map control that Vancouver have in order to not scam, because they have numbers, because they have power spots. They're trying to play the guarantee of the next wave, bring their teammates into the fight, make the game come to them, and then once they start trading out, they'll start exploding, activating, and trading. Very good answers, guys. So right here, let the game come to you. Play off this info. They're in hybrid spots to help each other. Everyone has an angle. Because of this concept, Shotsy kind of scams general. Yes, I'll talk about that straight after, okay? But right here, let the game come to you. Play your guarantee first. 4 versus 3 by playing tight. Right, guys? Because now they're in good positions, now they can explode. Now they can take Charles together based off the info that they're getting, based on where they're predicting Vancouver to be, right? So, angle responsibility. Play the lane that is open. Each player has a responsibility on their lane, right? He's watching this lane, he's watching this lane, he's watching this lane, and he's watching this lane. Everybody has their responsibility on what they need to pick up based on the flow, based on the setup, based on the lanes, based off coming off spawn, right? Because they don't have the timings to push out, they then let the game come to you, gives them specific information. They're in power positions to give them the highest percentage chance of winning that gunfight. They then make the first kill of the next wave. Then you explode and take fights together. How far do you have to push before flipping surge spawn? So it's a push-pull system. So if this is the 50-yard line, if you get multiple people out past the 50-yard line, 2 people, as long as you aren't blocking the back, so say for example you're like here, you can get them spawning here. It's a push-pull system. You see that? You see? 2 people pushed out this way. He pushed out. As soon as they unblocked this, then you can be theoretically here and still spawn them here. Obviously, in this case, they have nobody blocking, but that's why they get that spawn.
Yeah, he should. Whoa, he does it, and the nade's a perfect nade, but not enough for the kill.
This is where the comeback starts for Optic, right here. Chat. P3. Someone tell me something. Someone give me information from a flow perspective. What do we want to do for P3s? I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep on repeating this. From a flow perspective, yes, through P1. Very good. P1 is one of the most important things you need to control from a flow perspective on this P3. Good answer, Izzy. Yes, cut them off. Very good. Very, very good. Contain mid. Very good. Good answers. Secure hybrid positions. Very, very good. Look at how they're playing it. These guys have been watching the locker room, right? They're playing through P1. They're playing info. He has gens rotations for anyone pushing. This guy's in a spot where he can block the spawn and help. He's getting info for Burger. They have all the hybrid spots. They have P1 progression. So when they then play this next wave, they can help each other. This is a form of layering. They can then react off the information, spawn them here, and then create a kill box by suffocating them, containing them, and then playing the trades that matter. 2 is an info dump here as well. Absolutely, Tom. So 2 is in a position where he can help either side. He understands based on the time. If he dies first, he's still going to spawn back here to then refill. Refilling is what lanes do you want to prioritize picking up first based on first, second, third, fourth in the line. So then they'll continuously play through P1 like it's a chain. Like imagine I've got a chain and I'm dragging you. They will continuously, like you're playing Unchained, play through P1, cut them, take fights, play these hybrid spots to then take fights where the info is. Good answers, guys. Good fucking answers. Welcome to the chat, Hearty. Yes, very good. So, as you see here, the conveyor belt is moving. This is where hybrid spots are very important, because where the information is, he's then refilling to play the trade of that next wave. 3 is in P1, helping. Number 1 will refill wherever is required. Very, very good. So, as long as you are not pushed past the 50-yard line, as long as you're not pushed past the 50-yard, you could all be here, theoretically, right? If one person pushes out this side, as long as you have players behind the 50-yard, you're fine. Now, When you have multiple players bumping out past the 50-yard, then it's a push-pull. You have to be significantly a bit back in order to keep the game blocked because the game is going to want to flip. So when you have two people push past, the game is want to flip. You're going to have to be around this car area to block. There's a spawn here and a spawn here. There's obviously like no map progression spawns here, but generally you have to be pretty far back if you have multiple people pushing out. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What? Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? What? Wait, Beans is unrestricted. You know what I heard? Chat, this is gonna be complete intel. This could be complete bullshit, right? Complete and fucking utter bullshit. This is just the grapevine, right? I heard Toronto want to go full Spanish for Koi. I mean, again, this could just be like complete bullshit. So maybe Adam Grazin might fucking deny that, but apparently in the future they want to go full Spanish. That is interesting to me. I'm not going to say who said it, but that is interesting to me if there's any semblance of truth. But I know this in Rastamania. Usually what you guys hear, a lot of it isn't true. So maybe that doesn't, maybe there's nothing in that. But that's an interesting like rumor that I heard. But Beans is free agent. Right, chat. Let me pause the locker room for 1 second. Right, chat. Let me just pause the locker room. So, if Beans is now unrestricted free agent, who the hell are they going to get? Because I heard there was another change with Toronto happening. And it's not Insight. So that was the rumor I heard. And this is why I'm saying 10 teams are going to make a change. I'm not going to say what it is. But 10 teams are making a change. And you guys are going to be fucking mind blown when you hear some of this. If it's leaked. If it happens. But like with every year, you have 10, 11 teams who want to make a change. But then eventually it's like 4 or 5. But right now, from what I heard, it's 10 teams who want to make a change. Challenger players, I think Mamba might be the only one getting picked up. I don't think Crazy is. I don't think Vivid is. I don't think Mac maybe, I heard. Some of the Omit guys maybe. Afro I heard maybe. Cobra I heard maybe. No, so apparently the Omit squad want to stick together. They want to stick together for EWC. Again, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not. I'm just going off what I heard, and what I heard is complete fucking speculation, right? But that might be a case of, well, Crazy is sticking with a good team. Both Omit squads is what I heard. But some of these changes are going to be. You think Toronto are making a change? There's another top team apparently going to make a change. Again, rumors. I don't know. Maybe yes, no. I don't know. And I heard Ravens. Yeah, I heard Ravens are going for Afro. I heard Ravens are going for Cobra. I heard Ravens are going for another amateur player. I heard Ravens are doing a full rebuild. I heard Ravens are going to do something with another organization. I heard, some shit like that. There's just a lot of shit. But again, these are just all rumors. Things change quickly. You don't fucking know. One day it's this, the next hour it's this, the next hour it's this, the next hour it's this. But who are Toronto gonna pick up though? Who is Toronto gonna pick up? Are Optic making a change? No, Optic aren't making a change. But who are Optic picking up? Yeah, you heard. Oh, Mamba's in here. Yeah, Mamba. I heard fucking like 10 changes at least, 10 teams at least, 10. But I don't know. You don't know. Like, things move fast. What you hear 1 hour is different to the second hour, the third hour, the fourth hour. Yeah. That's the thing with Rostamania, guys. Like, shit changes like fucking instantly. When I've been a part of, what, 5 roster manias, I can promise you what you hear right now is going to change in 50 minutes. Is then going to change in fucking 60 minutes, in 70 minutes. I appreciate Evan and Flames for the follows. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit, like, I'm hearing like 9 teams are changing. Like, it's fucking whack. But anyway, let's get back into this chat. Appreciate you guys following. Appreciate you guys tuning in, though. But I don't know who are Toronto going to get for Ben? I don't know. I didn't hear. All right. You're all ears. Any intel, Evan? Yeah, you guys should be good. I didn't hear anything about you guys. that I didn't hear anything about you guys. So there's 3 teams I think are safe. if there's anyone who knows anything, it's gonna be this guy. This guy's actively part of the fucking team speaks, so I know this guy knows. All right, let's lock the fuck back in anyway. So this is why playing the hybrid spot as the last guys on that first wave, guys, is very important, because even if he dies playing info based on what you're filling, he can then react off it, and then if you kill the furthest pushed up guy, he has, again, this is a form of layering, right? Then you're going to spawn up, you have specific info, and you can refill wherever it's required. That's why, again, holding P1 is so fucking crucial, because it is a big hybrid spot to help in either direction. And once you have P1 control, you're also playing ahead. It's a game within the game. You're then spawning them here, and you're forming a kill box, and you're taking the same fight together. Now, chat, let's take this concept of a kill box together, right? So you know where they're spawning, you know the timings, you know what routes they're going to take, you're predicting what they're going to do. What other hills on other maps have this concept? I want you guys answering, chat. LAT is safe. LAT, Boston, and Optic are safe, is from what I heard. Vault P3, okay, yeah, that's a good one. But there's one hill in particular that I'm thinking of that has a more of a bigger impact. So to give you guys context, so yes, here this spawn is closer to the time, but when it comes to playing the hill, when it comes to the overall macro of the hill, it's disadvantageous to spawn here when compared to, say, like a P2, right? This, yeah, sure, this is further away from the hill, but they have more routes that they can take, more complementary routes in order to break the time, because you're giving them natural pinches. There's a few more hills on this game that have this similar concept. There's one that I'm thinking of right now. Yes, red card P2, Yoming. Very, very good. Red card P2 is a big example of having a kill box spawn. And again, this is all personal preference, right? Based on the wave, based on the time. If you're spawning people back market, first wave, second wave, if you have your power spots, if you have your hybrid positions based on your flow, you take the same fights together because you're limiting the amount of routes they can take. And if you're a pro player, your player tracking is going to be good. You know who's spawning up first, second, third, and fourth. You limit the timings. You limit the routes they can take. And what do I always say, guys, when it comes to fighting? What do I always preach? I have an emote. If you guys know what I'm saying, I want you to spam the emote. Spam it. If you guys know what I'm saying when it comes to taking fights together. Look at the fucking emotes. It will give you an idea of what I'm saying. Yes. Nope. Not this one, Gridlock. Yes. 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 Good. Yes. This. 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 What's good, Boyd? We ape together strong. So the whole idea for your first wave, for your second wave, is you let the game come to you, right? And when you're in power spots, when you're in hybrid spots, when you're in good positions and you know exactly who's spawning up and what time and when they spawn in, you take the fights with your teams and you take it fast. Red card P2 is a fucking a great example of that. It may be the spawn that's closest to the hill, but I'm telling you, if you've got a pro player on a fucking head glitch, on stage, on P2, someone bumped out short, someone bumped out, you know, after they spawn, bumping out arches, right? Again, after they spawn. It's a fucking death trap. You then get the first kill of the next wave, you play your guarantees, and then you can start getting mixy and trading out. Teams like Miami, teams like Vancouver are fantastic at doing that, getting that first kill of the guarantee, and then playing trades fast, playing trades fast, playing trades fast. And you'll see a couple of clips of that coming out on Twitter soon. Now, what do you notice Six is doing here, chat? What do you notice Six is doing here? It may not work in this situation, but what have you just noticed Six is doing, chat? He's just killed Shotzi, right? What do you notice he's doing? So someone tell me, right? He doesn't push up, right? Why? Why? Letting the game come to him. Right, Yo Ming, you're not answering any more fucking questions, mate. I get it. You're an A-star student. You're not answering a fucking another question from right now. I'm gonna time you out. If you answer another fucking question, you're getting timed out. No, I'm joking. No, good. Very good. This is a situation. Now, you're in Vancouver's position, and this is how Hardpoint has been played with my teams over the years is whichever side you have, if you're a pro player on Hardpoint, if you're a pro team on Hardpoint, you should be able to blend teams no matter what side they're coming from. And that comes from securing or getting to your good spots, your hybrid spots, and your power positions first, right? And letting the game come to you. It is even more important letting the game come to you, controlling the chaos on this game. Now, my question to you guys is, let's say 8 is in here, and let's say 6 is bumping out to here, and 4 is dead, right? We're pushing through, but then we're still looking for numbers. What could potentially happen when you don't control the chaos? What's an issue when you don't control the chaos? When you're not hive minding, when you're not on the yes. Right, Yo Ming. Right, Yo Ming, you little shit. I said you ain't answering any more fucking questions, you heard? You put your fucking hand down. No, I ain't giving homework. You fucking nerd. You ain't answering any more fucking questions, you heard? You sit there, and you just put your hand underneath your fucking legs, you fucking nerd. This is your teacher telling you you're a fucking nerd. Give it a rest. My bad, chat. Yeah, you cause splits. And one of the biggest problems in Hardpoint, especially during the first 30 seconds, your first waves, your second waves, is when you cause splits, you make the game easy for them because pro teams, when they split, are going to stay alive for the guy splitting to activate and make a play, right? If I'm then pushing up here and I'm spawning behind me P2, but I'm still looking for 2 people out here, these 2 are going to play their guarantees. They're going to play their lives because they realize they need to push up. They have to make the play. They're looking for 2, right? And if you buy time while your teammates are coming off spawn, taking complementary routes to break the hill based off the info, you're still in a position where you're counter-blocking. Counter-blocking meaning you're stopping them spawning there, so then they're going to either spawn Burger or behind you P2, hypothetically, based on whatever's going on. And you're then also getting shot from both angles. So chat, the biggest thing you guys have to do is really hone in on that wave-by-wave mentality. Whatever you're doing on the wave, I don't give a fuck if you guys want to spawn them here and play the wave like this. Play your hybrid spot like this, right? I don't care. It's either you all push up together to reliably flip, or you all play the wave. You cannot be half in, half out, because if you're half in and half out, and you don't adapt and you don't see it, that's when problems can occur. You can half in and half out, but it has to be communicated, and you have to adapt in the moment. I don't know. I don't know about the phase change, but I heard some wicked shit about phase. 20 gifted, and I promise you, I'll tell you what I heard about phase. 20 gifted. I ain't got a clue who the fuck Ultra's getting, by the way. I have no idea. If 6 is pushing out, if he's on his own, if 6 is on his own, they're going to spawn here. If they have multiple people here and they leave P2 open, let's say they spawn close and they'll spawn like here. Where is he on the hill? Spawn right, yeah, they'll spawn like here. Then yeah, they'll spawn behind him P2. I swear. Mamba, I know you just won Challengers Champs, bro. You got a nice fucking 20k in your pocket and shit. Like, congrats. Okay? Good shit. But I'm telling you, bro, if you want to drop 20 gifted in here, I'm gonna leak all of it. I'll leak you what's going on with FaZe. You know what I'm saying? I can be bought, chat. Just learn. If there's anything you guys learned from me today is I can be bought. Oh, the highest fucking bidder. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. Yo, I don't want to be putting fries in the bag, chat. I ain't trying to put fries in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Alright, let's get back into this shit though. So this is where the comeback really starts from Optic. You see that? Look at where 5 has spawned here. Hang on, let me make you a VIP as well. 1 second. Mamba10x_. Alright, you're a VIP now. Where's fucking Evan gone? Hold on. Let me make Evan a VIP. Hold on. Evan, that fucking Twitch has got to change, by the way. Fucking hell, purging. That shit's got to go. And then Flames, wait, Flames VIP. There you go. What's good, Otoko? There he is. He's gifted. He's gifted 1. That's my fucking guy right there. He's gifted 1. So what I heard is, anyway, moving on. Where's your VIP? Fuck, I'll give you VIP too. You get a VIP. You get a VIP. You all get fucking VIPs. So basically, the way it works, yeah, the way it works is every gifted, I will add another word to the sentence. You know what I'm saying? I'll add another word. So FaZe will. It's on you guys. A gift per fucking word. Wait, where am I? Where am I doing? Alright, chat. 20 seconds left. What are Optic going to be doing with 20 seconds left? Chat. Have you just seen who's fucking followed my stream? Have you guys just seen who's fucking followed my stream? Have you just seen the name? Breast Milk Drinker. Show yourself right now. Oh my god, what a name. I might make you VIP just for the name. You sick fuck. You sick, disgusting fuck. Welcome to the chat. That's insane. Welcome to the fucking chat, you fucking disgusting moron. Anyway, let's keep it going. You have many hobbies. Alright, chat. Can we lock the fuck in? Can we lock the fuck in? Do you see right here? The issue right here. This is when you cause pinches, when you don't have a hive mind, when you don't do it together, when you're not on the same page with your pacing. If you have numbers and you go together, good. When you don't have numbers, you have to just hold progression. You got to make sure you're playing your life, just so you're not in positions where you're causing splits. W name. W fucking name in the chat. Alright, chat, what do you notice 3 is doing here? Now, this is risky right here. This is so fucking risky right here. Because 3 is in a position where if he pushed any further, there are certain positions on the map where you completely hard block certain spawns. And he would have spawned them literally like right behind him there. So that was fucking really risky. If 3 stayed alive or pushed out, bro, Vancouver, at least 2 of them might have spawned behind him.
Court to office. You might hit the back left. 5 your back left, bro. Another one deep left.
No, I'm saying with 3 pushing out. Alright, so right here. Okay. Yep. So remember, guys, there are certain spawns that you get that are no map progression spawns. But now when teams start pushing, it'll tell you whichever side of the hill you are spawning, when it's not considered a no map progression spawn, so these are things you have to learn, will tell you where the furthest pushed out guy is. So number 2 needs to be saying, yo, there's somebody on this street because I'm spawning towards the left. I'm coming off spawn and ranked. I don't get a no map progression spawn. There's a degree of manipulation happening. You spawn center, you spawn right, both sides. You spawn here, this side. You spawn here, this side. Easy as that. What's good, Jay? How you doing? Alright, chat. What does 3 have? Right here. What is 3 doing? Chat, what is 3 doing? Why is it important? And how do we relate it to a macro level? Come on, chat. Start thinking like a pro now. Go on. Nasty is making moves. Yes, he is. Hybrid spot. Okay, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. Making a layer. Okay, expand. Expand. By how? So, he's bumping. So, he's not micro bumping. He's bumping. Very good. He's letting the game come to him, stopping progression from the other team. So, what he's doing, this is their flow. Guys, what is flow? Someone answer me what flow is for my new viewers in the chat. What is flow? Trusting the team. Good. Good answers. What is flow? Flow isn't necessarily layering. I can't believe breast milk drinker just said, I don't know, I'm ass. Okay, so Kush, I will answer that after this, okay? Yeah, it was very close. So right here, this is their game plan. Flow is about picking up the right lanes in the moment in relation to your game plans or the lanes you need to fill. So right here, teams will, if they make kills for their flow, is they will get the furthest pushed out person to try and push out either courtyard or gens based on whatever's happening in the moment. Flow is then picking up the lanes in response or in relation to whatever's being pushed out in relation to your game plan. Optic and LT aren't changing. No, they aren't changing. In relation to whatever lanes you need to pick up that are conducive to the furthest pushed out guy. So right here, if the first guy is pushing out courtyard, you might see the second guy pick up this lane because it's open while he's doing this. And then the third guy time, and then the last guy pinch. Think of your flow as like a conveyor belt, like a Subway sandwich. So basically what I'm going to do next year is when you come to Subway and you see me at the front doing your sandwiches, you're going to ask me, hey, what is the bread? The bread is the first guy pushing out the furthest lane, if possible, based on the wave, based on the map control, whatever, right? Normally the guy taking the furthest route. Normally the guy setting up the pinch, or setting up the play, or picking up the furthest or the hardest lane, right? Then you might say to me, hey, while I'm doing your Subway sandwiches, I want your meat. The meat is then going to pick up the lane next to that. The third guy will pick up the lane next to that. The last guy will pick up the pinch. This is the sauce. This is the barbecue sauce and shit, right? So if you ask me, hey, yo, I want fucking barbecue sauce on that shit, right? Fucking, oh, I'm gonna slur you guys so fucking bad. Don't piss coach off. Now you're gonna say, hey, this is the sauce. Picking up pinch, blocking spawns. That's the last guy's responsibility. And then as soon as you die, you can either refill, and you're moving across the conveyor belt. I like to use the conveyor belt as an analogy, but that's the general idea. So look at Mason right here. For their flow, he's playing to push out this side of the map. So layering, who asked what layering was? So layering, Kush, is essentially the concept where if you push far enough towards the map and you deny their furthest pushed up player, layering means you get a free life to take that push and still spawn on what's considered the good side of the map. With 40 seconds though? Yeah? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. And that's what layering is. Layering is giving yourself another chance or the ability to still spawn up on what's considered the good spawn for the hill, to then refill whatever position or lane is required wherever the pressure's coming from. Okay? Now, what flow is about thinking about what lanes you need to pick up in what order of importance in relation to the objective or in relation to the information you're getting. Thank you for the tier 1 gridlock, and you've given it to Yo Ming Money. Fucking teacher's pet. Fucking look at you. Fucking, hey, do you want to come do this fucking analysis? How about that? Fucking, nah, I love you, Yo Ming. Thank you so much for the gifted grid. So, flow is what lanes do you need to pick up in what order of magnitude in relation to who's spawning in what order, in relation to the objective, in relation to what information is going on in the map. Okay? So, that's why. Also with Hook, so for back, look how far 8 is spawning. Yeah. Because of this guy. Because one guy's pushed out.
I bumped off this. He's already cop car, I think. I have the cross now. He could already cross. Cop car dead. Nice, good job. I have the cross. Look left. Look left.
No, I appreciate you, Yo Ming. Appreciate you tuning in, brother. Now you see it right here. Look at them taking the same fight. Look at where he spawned. Look at where he spawned. He should be like, yo, someone's definitely on the right. Very good. I mean, he gets turned on, but it happens. It happens to the best of us. If he doesn't get turned on, he's going to spawn out, like, here, around here. He's not going to spawn in. He's going to call out, yo, they're B Street. He's going to spawn out, so look at them taking the same fights together, guys. That's the biggest thing right here. I'm telling you, this is they get this last 30 seconds, and this isn't Mixy if Ant just kills this guy. I mean, he's still going to get traded. I mean, same shit probably still happens, to be fair. To be honest with you. Alright, 20 seconds left. Yep, they're going to still pressure it. Because they still have progression. If they didn't have progression, then you're in this weird situation where, like, do you want to pressure hill? What lanes do you want to pick up first? But because they have progression, they're going to use it, bang time. It's a big 20 seconds for game management. Yeah, I think he OE'd, personally. I think right here, what you want to do is you want to make him come round this way. This is the last thing you want to chow. So the reason why you do this is you want teams to funnel through the street, right? If you know you're still going to spawn here because of this guy, you can team shot this. Team shot it. The whole idea from a flow perspective is you're pushing this out while playing passive this. You're playing hard on this side, soft on this side. I think, in my opinion, I think he still continues to play a bit passive until his teammates spawn up, and then they take Charles. Or at least if they had numbers. I mean, yeah, at least if they have numbers right here. I mean, this is a 2 versus 2. Is nitpicky? Actually, the more I think about it, I don't mind him taking the child, but the only reason why I don't like him taking the child is if he dies, then they're kind of fucked. So I think if he waits for a teammate to spawn up, at least one, then take the child. But because you don't, then I think you just, like, you play an off angle, hold it, and then once he spawns up here, then you take the child. It's a bit nitpicky, yeah, but I get it. Around 6's position, blocks both. If it's just right, yes. I mean, yeah, it does. But it's really hard for him to get there in the first place. I would rather still take that chance. Like, he needs to be like here, by the way. Agreed. It is just about being annoying. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. It's just more about just staying alive. It's about the holding progression aspect. But then again, they have numbers in this situation. They have numbers. So the reason why I'm not nitpicking it, it is because it's a 3 versus 2. They do have numbers. Kyler has just died, so he's trying to play to trade. I'm not going to nitpick that, personally. What change do you see FaZe making? 19 more gifted, and I'll tell you. Why would Seattle make a change? I don't think Seattle would make a change. Oh, wait. Did I say 12? Wait, I'm faded. Hold on. Vancouver aren't going to make a change. Boston won't make a change. LAT won't make a change. Am I forgetting another team? Oh, an Optic. Yeah, there's about 7 teams who will make a change. 7, 8 teams. Potentially. Rumors. I'm a moron. I'm going to take that back. It's not 10. Guaranteed? No. No. Alright, chat, let's look at their flow. In this situation here, 8 seconds left. Oh, shit on. Bit of a rogue chat, but it is what it is. Okay. No map progression spawn. And the hill is white. It does, yes. It does. Alright, let's watch this. So. Good stun. Alright, chat. Question for you guys. When you're either trading or when you're in a setup, why is it important to use your stun and use your nade? This is a big thing with pro players. Yes, he mentions ape. Info, yes. Good. What specifically though? What specifically? Do you guys know this? Create space and timings. Good answer. Stun to count how many in time and nade to damage. Yes. So when you stun, it gives you a number of how many people you've stunned. Specific information is king, chat. You want specific information. Not only does it then deny the how fast they're gonna break and it slows them down. Not only do you get specific information, but when you're trading, when you're going 1-for-1, 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 and you're stunning, it denies the regen. When it denies your regen for someone that's one shot, he's less likely, or it makes it easier for you to, if he does chow to set up his teammate behind him, it's easy for you to win that gunfight. Same with the nade. With the nade, you can dictate. If you nade one side, you can force them to take the other. So what happens is when pro players, when they use semtexes, because it's quicker to use, and you can't throw it back, if I'm nading the left, it forces them to hit the right, or they're going to take a full semtex to the face. Very good, guys.
I'm getting a trophy on me.
Yes, there is, apparently. So like you see what Mercules has done here? You nade the right, he either has to eat it, or they have to take the Charles on the left. So you can do either or, basically. So right here. So Ant scams. I think Ant scams here. Now, this is part of the wave. What did we talk about on the Rewind P2, guys? About not pushing out when you don't have the timing to do so, right? When you're still playing for that wave. So right here, Ant should know that he doesn't have the timing to get space, to bump out. This is where you let the game come to you. So if Ant right here, he's micro bumped out. Micro bumped out meaning he's going to spawn them slightly deeper. So based on this spawn, they'll spawn here. Slightly deeper though, right? Because this guy has mid. I mean, potentially they could spawn behind. If this guy goes back, they won't spawn here. And they're not going to spawn P2, right? But anyway, I digress. If he micro bumps to that side, he values his life. He makes them overextend. He's in a position where he can activate off that. He's in a hybrid spot to help in either location. And 3 can then help to trade. When he micro bumps out and scams, it's now a 3 versus 4. He's then forced to make a play. He's then forced to refill time. And is probably going to spawn up close anyway, based on where this guy's going to be. Either here or here. One of these two locations, based on what this guy does. Times white, so maybe closer here. And then it makes the game messy from a trade perspective. You're now in a 3v4. He can't get traded. So even if he gets traded, he's still making them overextend. When you make them overextend, you're making them turn their back on you. Which then, at this point, it sets up your teammates. Which then Dashi can then help, and it then activates fucking Mercules to either shift back or pinch. One of the two. Look at him micro bumping. Oh, he spawned him out. Look at 3 here. Number 2 spawns out. They've got both sides. There you go. All stems from scamming. That's why you have to be careful of respecting the space that enemies get. And felt like he was gonna die. Yeah, but at that point, you might as well just make him OE. So remember, this is why micro bumping is so important, because you give him the deepest spawn possible in relation to which side of the hill you're in. His play at the end of the hill though is insane. So look at them micro bumping. It makes it then spawning them slightly deeper, which then affects the timings of the trades when the trade battles are going on. And when you deny them spawning close, you then get the closest spawn possible in relation to that. Again, these things matter when it comes to trading. Do you see that? Spawning here. Instead of, like, say, potentially spawning here if they were already, like, pushed past the hill. And they're spawning here because they're playing, Optic are playing through middle, which then denies this. It makes them spawn them here because it's the safest. Potentially, if he micro bumped or tried to, you could have spawned him here. Look at that tie setup from his play at the end. Why did no one watch side door? Look at the tight setup from Optic versus Surge versus Optic 2. Yeah. I mean, Neptune tries to pick it up. See, you see what Baron's tried to do there? He tries to micro bump. He's trying to spawn the 3 guys slightly bit deeper. Potentially, if he's here on this side of the hill, then they're going to be spawning 18. Again, the side of the hill that you're bumping on matters based on how deep you get them spawning. You see how close they're spawning now? In relation to even that 1 or 2 or 3 second differential here and 4 or 5 differential here.
Miraculous comeback. It's still not quite enough.
There you go. He's pushed out mid right here, which then spawns them slightly deeper here in comparison to here. Abu spawning far, yes. You see the difference there? This is why micro bumping is so important, guys. Spawning here for the trades is a lot more beneficial than spawning here and God forbid here. Again, map progression. This is why bumping is important. Bumping through, trading the right kills and being efficient. Keep it stupid, simple. Ape. Look at 3. Look at 3. Do you see 3? Look at where he's spawning them. All because 3 has bumped out to their side, and the side of the hill that you bump will determine which side that they will spawn, which then makes it easier for you on that next wave. So throwing your life away sometimes when you have numbers, being selfless in the flow, this is what we call front baiting. When you don't front bait and you're the first guy and you play to understand, hey, we've made kills, we're now in a 3 versus 2, but I'm going to play their side of the time to then give them the deepest spawn possible, it makes the trades easier for the subsequent hill. Let the game come to you. This game is fucking easy. You don't have to. No. As long as you push past the 50-yard line of the hill, right? Whichever side of the hill you are on, past the 50-yard line, you will, and it's one person, it will give them the deepest spawn possible, diagonal in relation to that, in most cases.
10-point game going into P1. A slight lead for Surge. They do not have position.
Not really. It's very situational. It's very, very, very situational. Yes and no. It is a red flag in some sense if the stats aren't similar. You want ideally the stats to be similar with kills and deaths if you're playing perfect Call of Duty. But if someone's 36 and 13 and your teammates are like 6 and 25, then you got to look at it further. Like, it's either they're getting shit on or you're front baiting. Even in this situation, like if you're the first guy and you're not taking the risk to push out and micro bump to spawn them deep, but instead your teammate behind you is doing it, he doesn't have the timing, or his timing is less favorable to do so, and you are baiting him. He is dying for you. So in reality, he might be 0 and 1, but you're 2 and 0. And if that happens 10 times, well, you're 20 and 0, right? It has a big difference, a big effect.
Here we go, banging out time, sending it forward. Oh, 3 dead. Nazi last man. Has to try to maintain.
Nice.
Lead change.
You gotta go. You gotta hit the go button. Shot's gonna slam that door shut. All guns forward. No open.
Chat, what do you notice Optic are doing really well here? Again, let's keep this stupid simple. Tell me what they're doing well, and tell me what information are you guys gathering. If you're a pro player, put yourself in Huke's shoes. Think like you're Huke, right? Tell me what information you are getting from your screen. Pretend that you guys are Kyler. What information are you guys gathering? What has just happened during that previous wave? Tell me, guys. Give me some answers. Yeomin, don't you fucking answer. How you doing, Fabio? Okay, I know 3 dead, right? I know 3 dead. I know where I'm spawning them. Here, because of my positioning. Yep, spawning them 18. Good. What else are you getting? Look at your minimap here. Look at the time on the time on the clock. Start thinking, guys. Let's start anticipating. Let's start predicting. Let's start sticking to our game plans here. Let's start sticking to our flow. What else are you gathering from here? Start thinking, guys. So you're spawning them 18. Therefore, at 50 seconds, you know they're going to be at least trying to take routes. Good. Snipes, welcome. Good. You know the routes that they're going to take off spawn. You're predicting the routes that they're going to take off spawn. You know it's 49 seconds. This is the second wave, right? Let the game come to you. You're looking for one, which you've already got info for, so your job is to play Byron. Good. Let the game come to you. Play that final kill. Hold progression for your teammates to refill. Trust your teammates. Look at your map. Look at the positions and the flow your team's in. This is what we call trust. You're going to see a clip about trust and how trust manifests in the game. Trust the power spots and the hybrid spots your teammates have to help take the same fights. Then when you get that last kill, you can micro bump, use the free life, do whatever you want to do. So you see this? You see how they're working together? Right? Yes, yes, yes. So this is what LAT do, and I love this. If they kill Nasty immediately, if Byron is dead immediately, Kyler can bump out Courtyard and get them in the ultra blend position. Mercules is going to refill his spot. 4 can refill Street, play a hybrid spot to help either side. And 3 has this. They're spawning 18 the entire time, right? So if they're in this setup, this is the ultra blend. Holy fuck. They cannot do anything. Do I see Envoy getting dropped? Fuck no. Envoy's unreal. If you drop Envoy, you are fucking respectfully a fucking ape. A fucking ape. And I ain't talking the good kind. So this is like end goal blender setup if you have the timings. If you don't have the kills and you don't have the timings, you can't force this. You can't force it. You got to play the wave, right? But look at him. He's not forcing, he's letting the game come to him so you can use teamwork. At the end of the day, if you understand what the good spots are, you understand the power spots, the hybrid spots, you understand the flow, you can then, on the micro, help each other. Slide fucking cancel Chal, peek his advantage to the right, take the fights together. Your macro affects your micro. Very, very important right here. Especially online, when people are shitting themselves and they aren't playing as fast as you would online. Online, you're going to get cameraed. People are taking rogue Charles. You get to LAN, everybody's fucking pre-aiming. Everyone's ironing, so it becomes more of that game of chess. But your macro affects your micro. Does Hugh pick up the deep route with his timings, or does Dashi pick up the right after some time? So, I don't think anyone picks up the deep route. I don't think anyone does it. The reason why I don't think anyone should do it is if you know the last guys here, you know exactly when they're spawning, you know how many is spawning who, you're tracking the names, first, second, third, right? There is no need to track the right route because this is the longest route. You will know immediately this is the QRP, the quickest route possible. This is process of elimination. This is how you think like a pro. If you're looking at your minimap, you know exactly where they're spawning. You know the quickest routes they can take relative to your position. And I'm number 3. You can tell based on 1, 2, 3 who has spawned, who you're missing. If you're missing, so let's say for example in this situation, he spawned first, second, third. If you see Abuza first, and he's the second guy, and then you see Neptune, who's the third guy, then you know, okay, via process of elimination, the first guy has taken the long route. Usually the first guy is going to take the longest route, so that is anticipation in the moment. You're thinking, right, I don't see the first guy, yo, someone check the long route, then ideally Kyler can pick it up, or fucking whoever's in time can pick it up, right? But you don't have to initially pick it up if you know the timings are not there in order to read the pressure. This is what we call reading the pressure. When you know where they spawn, you know the routes that they're going to take, you know who spawned up in what. If you're talking to each other and you're communicating, the timings will tell you and predict where exactly people are going to be. I don't see Nep, he's the first guy, bet he's taking a long route. Yes. Now, most teams aren't going to play hella slow. So in order to play safe, better safe than sorry, you're going to check the hardest route, the longest route, or the deepest route in order to determine if someone's pinching. Very rarely a team's going to play slow. In this example, to this extent. Nobody's going to spawn up. The first guy's not going to spawn up and camp. Right? They're going to make moves. That they will have their own flow. Remember, whatever you are going to do, enemies would have done too. Right? This is how the game's linear in that way. And so if you're the first guy, you know, hey, I don't see him because of the timing. He's not going to be sitting still. He's not going to be camping here. He's not going to play like a gold Detri, right? This is what pros do. They're going to move. They're going to be active. You will get that specific info somewhere, and you are going to know where he's going to be. Yes. Anytime, chat, this is what a lot of pro teams do really well. LAT, FaZe, Vancouver, Optic. When you get a clean wave, someone is opening up their scoreboard, and normally it's the last guy in the flow. The guy who's hard blocking, your AR maybe, right? Whoever it is in the moment is looking at their scoreboard, seeing who's spawning up first, second, third, fourth, and you're counting names of who's first, who's last. That's how you can predict it.
They're holding it. They're holding it together. Dashy's got the right covered. Next to they're holding it. Forward, no open lane.
So this is where, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I like the fact that Kyler's letting the game come to him, but I genuinely believed if Kyler was slightly bit more aggressive, he kills these two, denies the pinch completely while this guy has time. And then you can play your timings off that. As long as somebody's like hard blocking at the same time. Here you got someone burger, someone in blue helping. That's just my opinion. That's what I think he should have done personally. But again, it's not obviously the worst thing in the world. And now, because the timings, you don't see anything, you're like, right, we could potentially pick up the lanes here. Right here, he's like, yo, I see nothing street. There could be glass or taking routes. And this is process of elimination combined with anticipation. Optimal break from Surge. Dude, this is fucking impossible, dude. After he dies, dude, this is just, it's just so hard right here. I just think it's based on what info you're getting, right? But right here, it's hard to know if someone's here and someone's here. Ideally, yeah, you can play burger first. You can play to get street control. But in the moment, I don't know. So you have to do it in the moment. You can't be hindsight, right? In the moment, you only have info potentially of one guy. Oh, but then he spawns here, so you know there's two guys here. Dude, it's either one of two ways. It's either y'all are playing for burger and street first, and you take these fights, or the first guy's taking a route gens, dragging people away, which I'm leaning towards because you've just killed someone and you know he's spawning here, or you should know he's spawning here because you have no map progression, so you know he's going to spawn here, right? And then you're taking routes to make wherever they're strongest useless. So first guy's here, maybe second guy, third, fourth, maybe like a 1-2-1, maybe a 3-1 in this direction. First guy's taking routes, dragging people away, pinching elephant, and then the others bang through glass. That is what I'm thinking, just based off the information I have in the moment. That is what I'm thinking. Hey, what's good, Harry? What's good? What's good? He does, Ben. He does. I'm so impressed by Mercules. Dude. Such a talented player. Should Seven have taken the route? I don't mind this. I really don't mind 6 and 7 playing this. I think it's fine. I think it stems on him. I think if 04 gets 1 kill, then it's a good break. Then, in my opinion, it's a good break from a flow. First guy here, taking this route. If he gets 1 kill and stays alive, they break this. And 8's in a position to pinch. I just think he's unlucky. I think the flow, from a flow perspective and a break perspective, is fine. It's good. I just think if he gets 1 kill and maybe stays alive, then it's okay. You could, yes, you could argue maybe 6 also takes the side door route, but I don't know. 04 deeper route? I don't mind 04's route because it's a complementary route. It's a route he can fight the same fights with his teammates. When I break a hill, I like breaking hills where we take creative routes, but they complement each other. Meaning, when the first guy's taking the route, he can take the same gunfights. I don't necessarily mind him taking an elephant route. Either is good. Either is good. Either is completely fine. Right? It's just, if he gets 1 kill, they're fine. I genuinely think they're fine. One guy go here, one guy go here. I think they're in a good spot. 8 is then repinching. And at least they can play to trade. You know what I'm saying? Like right here, like it's just so fucking. It's just. This is why breaking is so hard. That's why these guys being in hybrid spots and power spots is so fucking good, because they can help each other.
He's got the right covered.
Dude, like he just, I don't know, dude. Yeah, maybe you can nitpick it and you can say, yeah, he takes the route, he kills him, and then they collapse. Yeah, sure. Honestly, in hindsight, yeah. But again, it's hindsight, isn't it? In the moment, you might think this is an okay play, because if he makes one kill, then they're fine. Then they're genuinely good, in my opinion. They can still salvage it. It's either or, to be honest with you. Maybe you could even argue, hey, 04 takes this route, this guy takes an elephant route, second guy elephant route, third guy, and then 8's coming off spawn. As long as this guy is like baiting and staying alive, and they don't just instantly turn around, then yeah, it could work. Either could work. Again, that's the thing with Call of Duty, guys, is there's no one way of playing it. It could work. Sometimes, again, you can overthink this. Sometimes you just don't you don't win the gunfight. Sometimes shit just happens, right? Shit just fucking happens. I am such a big fan of 04. I am such a big fan of 04 because that guy is one selfless player. 04, Evan, Purging on Boston, Envoy, fucking Joey D. These players I am a fan of because they play purely to set their teammates up. Fucking, I love that shit, bro. I fucking love that shit. That shit gets me going.
Things are starting to get dicey.
Shotzi, yep, Hugh.
Neptune is there. He gets it. He's down and out. It might be it.
What about when Nasta was last alive before this and had to kill Brandon? Wait, let me see this here, chat.
They're holding it together. Dashy's got the right.
No, link me Rafi's tweet. Let me have a look.
Things are starting to get dicey. It's another 3.
Am I tweaking?
Next attack here from Surge.
So Nasty's 7.
Get dicey. It's
Which situation? Oh, before this?
trying to maintain lead.
So he's gonna stay alive here. So Byron has to stay alive. Nasty has to stay the fuck alive, right? He doesn't have numbers. He knows he's in a guaranteed 2 versus 1. He's just gotta hold progression so his teammates can help. And use his progression to bang through time. I do not give a fuck if they don't take routes off this. If Nasty stays alive and they use his progression while the last guy's keeping these two honest, I genuinely think they break. But it's just in the moment when pressure's on, it's just hard to do. And Nasty's been fucking insane all weekend. Twitch Whispers, I can't. I'm on Streamlabs. I can't look at Twitch Whispers. You can just put it in the chat.
They're holding it together. Dashy's got the right covered.
No, I think he just waits. I think he just holds progression here. Because he can't really do anything here. From this position, he's been called out. Yeah, sure, he could go around like this, but you don't know if Kyler's aping you because they've just got 3 down. It's a fucking 2 versus 1, 3 versus 1. So he's waiting. He's expecting Kyler to chow. I'm expecting Kyler to chow, right? So right here, I'm expecting Kyler to bang him out because I would too. And so he's playing for that. But if he just held progression a little bit longer in hindsight, then his teammates can bang off that. His teammates can then bang both sides while they're hitting street at the same time to then break. But again, it's nitpicky. And then after that, they could have taken a route and then the whole 0-4 thing. Again, there's multiple things you can do. There's no one right way. It's just you got to make sure you're doing it together. You know what I'm saying? That's Call of Duty. There's optimal ways, sure. There's more efficient ways, sure. Generally speaking, as long as you do it together, and most things can work.
He gets it. He's down and out. It might be it. You have to hold.
This is it right here, right now. Optic.
Right here, right now, right here, right now, right here, right now, right here, right now.
Neptune on the contest.
Fucking 8, baby, 8.
For another point. Dashy steps up. Brought down. Rotation is on. Optic are there.
And they're spawning there too.
This have you guys heard the listening? Have you guys heard the listening for this?
Seal the deal. Final fight. Shotzi's there. Nasty dives.
Insane. That shit gave me goosebumps. That shit gave me fucking goosebumps, bro.
It's hit.
Dude, this shit, chat.